here we are, 8 o'clock, and it's time for the Katie's Arms. So welcome one, welcome all, if you're coming to join us. This is your pub online, as many of you will know by now. And I have slightly lost my voice. If I sound even more like Caitlyn Jenner than normal, that's why. How is everybody and how are we doing? Are we all good? It is wine o'clock at the Katie's Arms. If you're new, just briefly from me, this is a pub we've been running for about 3 or 4 years now. We ran it all through lockdown so that everybody could get together and laugh, mostly at me. And if you've seen any clips from the Katie's Arms recently online, you'll know that I say whatever the hell I want. And people get frightfully offended sometime, and that's perfectly fine because that's also their choice. But if you're here, then you have every right to disagree, to not think the same as me, to think I'm a monster for laughing at the things I laugh at, and that's fine. Oh, you're new. Hello, Alan in Liverpool. The other purpose of being here, apart from to have a laugh and have a drink and laugh at the madness that we're all surrounded by, is for everybody to see Frinton-on-Sea is here. Phew, I was wondering where Frinton-on-Sea had got to. Weymouth is here, Texas is here, just for everybody to see what you're part of. Newcastle, oh, my hair, thank you, I have a curly thing. I don't quite know how it works. I just know that it makes curls. Yes, it is madness. It really is. People asking what I drink. So you'll know if you're here often that I drink cheap wine, mostly because I'm cheap. This is Barefoot Merlot. And I think it's like, is it like £7 or less even for a bottle? It might be less. And it has a screw cap. And because my husband, lovely Mark, is fancy, he thinks this isn't real wine. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what we know. This is 100% real wine. Barefoot. Yes. Cheers. Cheers. And can I just say, if you're thinking the same as me, it's quite a lot, isn't it? Like January is always quite a lot. I think January is really a shit month. I know lots of people think that. But I also think it's just quite a lot. Like generally at the moment, it just feels like a lot of noisy crap, and that lots and lots of people are forgetting like what having fun is, or having a laugh is, or having a good time is. And we're just surrounded by all of this Russia, now we're going to be conscripted, now the price of this, the price of everything's so high, everybody's under a grey sky here if you're in the UK, and it's a lot. So I just feel like, so where we are, or where I am, it's now 8 o'clock in the evening. And if you're in the UK, as I am, we are, it's grey. I mean, it's bloody grey. It's been bloody it's either bloody cold or, I'm not having a massive moan, I'm just stating facts. It's pissing grey, it's pissing cold, and it's a bit of a shit time of year. And then you add on all of the stuff. And the stuff is a lot, like a box of Weetabix being a tenner, or pubs closing all around you. I tried to go and visit my local city the other day, and I haven't been there for ages and ages. And I'm telling you, I've got oh, did I not bring it in? Oh, damn, I didn't bring it in. So it was properly, everything is empty. Everything is boarded up. All of the old places are gone. All of the cute little places are gone. Like someone's birthday is in January, right? And guess what I did? This is the worst thing I was like, I need to get onto Katie's Arms and talk about this because I need to get this off my little tiny chest. But I went in, I almost can't say it. It's too shaming. I was sure I brought this in to show you as well, but I haven't. I went into something called Lakeland. Is it called Lakeland Plastics? What's it called? Where, try Swindon, exactly. What's it called where they do like cleaning stuff and everybody's over the age of at least 90? And it's the weirdest shit that you would never own unless you're a maniac and really care about cleaning. And it sells Tupperwares and things and like stuff for ironing and stuff for washing. Basically, if you really like cleaning, it's a brilliant shop. Lakeland Kitchen. There you go. Lakeland. I went in because everything I used to know is shut down, and I felt massively depressed for everybody walking around looking sad. I went into something called Lakeland Kitchen just because it was open and it felt like a refuge. Everybody in there was at least 100 years old and buying things like dusters. And do you know what I went and bought? I'm only 48. I bought a grout brush. They sell an electric masher, best mashed potatoes ever. It's a depressing shop. Right, love Lakeland, but you need a mortgage for a potato peeler. I'm tempted to go and get it for you, but you probably aren't interested, and nor am I. I bought a brush for grouting, like in between tiles. I went up to a cashier and she asked me if I was a member, and I was like, no, I am not. No. And I came out of a shop in my old city where I used to live with a brush for tile grout in my handbag. I know. I've had a word with myself. I have. But I mean, this could be the turn. But honestly, it was so depressing. Everything was so shut. And nothing was alive anymore. And it just, I don't know, it set me off on one. Because then I was reading about how Birmingham is getting rid of its city centre car parks. So that, you know, because you're not going to be allowed to drive anymore or not drive into cities. And then you see, like, even to think about where to park, because it's £7.50 to park your car, you're like, okay, should I take my car? I got overwhelmed with the, you know, the thing we call the smalling, the crushing, knowing that within 5 years we're not going to have the right to drive a car. I bought a grout brush, and that is not the symbol of resistance that I was hoping for. I tell you this, I am not using that grout brush. I may shove it up the arse of someone that comes to piss me off, but that grout brush, I might frame it. I might frame it as a reminder of why not to find yourself despondently looking at the sadness that used to be your thriving city. I just don't know I don't. Let's not, because it's depressing. Let's talk about other things. Let's talk about what I've been up to. So I have been on the road this week, and I went to see Tommy and did a podcast with Tommy Robinson. So that will be coming your way. It was good to see the boy and catch up with Boy Wonder and have chit chats. So he's got quite an eventful time coming up, I strongly suspect. So it was good to be able to sit together and have a bit of a giggle about old times and new times. And he's doing really, really well, despite the madness that he continues to face. Like, every element of his life in every single way continues to be impossible. And I think one of the things is that people can say, yeah, well, Tommy Robinson's a twat, or I can't stand Tommy Robinson. Or you could say, oh yes, well, he broke this rule, or he committed contempt of court, or whatever way that you want to rationalise how Tommy Robinson gets treated. Okay, fine. You know, I'm not here to convince you of otherwise, but what I can say is that the way you try and rationalise how Tommy Robinson's being treated, when it happens to someone you know, or someone in your family, or you, as many of you will know, there is no rationalising the irrational. It is an absolutely irrational idea that Tommy Robinson is not allowed in his own capital city, when others come to tear down, to destroy, to be disgusting to some people or certain religions. How is it that Tommy Robinson can't even be in his own capital city? So just, you know, spending time with Tommy as per. I walked him to court last time we knew he was going to prison. So I was offering up my services to do the same. And then, doing my tour of ex-cons or cons, I went to see Alex Belfield. Someone saying Tommy Robinson for Prime Minister. Yeah, and the thing about Tommy that people, if you know him, you know, and if you don't know him, you don't know, is that his heart is in the right place always. And it is mad that he isn't allowed into London. And it is a craziness that it is so difficult for him to just function at any level, you know, anything. So like the next day I was going to visit Alex Belfield. And to go and visit someone in prison, you need a photo ID and you need 2 proof of addresses. But if you're someone like me, or you're someone like Tommy, who's basically had to rid yourself of normal life in order to stop lawfare coming against you to take what you have, then to prove even where you live or to have your name with 2 proof of addresses is really hard. And that's really true for Tommy as well. That's before you try and get car insurance or something. Anyway, so I went from seeing Tommy and doing Tommy's podcast, so that will be out soon, to going to see my friend Alex Belfield, who is also serving time. I mean, Tommy Robinson's not officially serving time right now, but he has he has conditions imposed on him that mean he can't be in his capital city, and you know that what the establishment really want is to have him back behind bars. And I guess both Tommy and I would think it would be inevitable that he will be in prison again before too long. And some of you might say, well, that's because Tommy's a twat and he breaks the law. And that would be you rationalising to make it okay. And that's all right, but actually you can't rationalise it. It's just that the powerful people want Tommy in prison where they can control him. So on I went to visit Alex Belfield. Alex Belfield, if you know, anybody there know Alex Belfield? Tommy's our hero, bless him. He's, I tell you what's reassuring about Tommy is if someone comes up to him and does annoy him and threatens him, he'll stand up and say, come on then, let's be at it. I mean, he doesn't do that movement. Well, he does do it a bit, actually. Come on then. Like the old days where men used to hit each other to just sort things out. Let's step outside and sort this out. Tommy will still do that. And it might not be your cup of tea, but I find it quite quaint, actually. Men that aren't afraid to defend themselves if they need to. It's quite a charming thing in an age where so many men are so utterly pathetic. Not our men, obviously. Julian Assange, yeah. So last time I visited Tommy in Belmarsh, we were in, well, he was in solitary, so in his cell, and then just across the way and up one floor was Julian Assange in the same place. The establishment will always try and imprison those who speak out. So I went from visiting Tommy to go and visit Alex Belfield. He's in a prison called Five Wells. And Five Wells is in a town called Wellingborough. So first of all, I rocked up at Wellingborough. Anybody here from Wellingborough? Men like Tommy are a dying breed. Terribly exciting though. I was explaining to him why he has so many female admirers, despite being shorter than me. So Wellingborough. So I rock up in Wellingborough, and Tommy was like, "Oh, go on, I'll look after you. I'll sort you out. I'll take you to the prison." I was like, "No, I'm fine on my own." So I'm in Wellingborough and I was starving my bum off. So I went into Greggs. If anybody here is from Greggs or works in Greggs, I love me a Greggs, and I love a Greggs sausage roll. Love it. I love it. And I love it when they're so hot. Anybody else? Hello, Morocco. You might not know about Greggs if you're in Morocco. So I went into Greggs to get a sausage roll. And you know when Greggs sausage rolls are so hot, but you really, I don't think I'm going to be able to demonstrate eating a sausage roll without setting some people off. This video is going to be remade in a way that I definitely don't want it to be remade. So anyway, so I was eating my sausage roll from Greggs, but you know when they're so hot, they just come out the oven and they literally just, I had to go and wait 2 minutes for the ladies to cook me one. So you eat them and they're like that. But you so want to eat it, you're like, but so you have to take air in at the same time as the sausage. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So someone's just said, my dad's just started following you. Yeah, sorry about that. So anyway, I'm eating my Greggs sausage roll, and bless all the ladies, they're like, can we have a photo? So now I'm in Wellingborough Greggs, eating my sausage roll, doing a photo with all the lovely ladies that work in Greggs in Wellingborough. So if you work in Greggs or you're Wellingborough Greggs, it was very nice to meet you all. And thank you for my delicious sausage roll. It was very nice. So then I went to the prison at Five Wells. Someone asking, no, Greggs sausage rolls are amazing. They are 50% air, 50% sausage roll. It's so annoying if you burn your mouth, isn't it? You only doing that bit there. Do you find anybody else out here? Do you ever get it where if you eat pineapple or pineapple cubes or boiled sweets, the top of your mouth here comes off? Do you know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I've already remade the video. Do not put a video of me sucking someone's knob out there, please. Okay, so I went to visit Alex in prison. So booked in, the visits you have to be booked in for. They're never hot from Greggs. Yes, they are. If they just come out, if they've just done a batch, they're blistering. So I've got a little photo. They have some lovely, so inside Five Wells, which is a private prison, it's category C, so it's super relaxed. It's nothing like Belmarsh, and it's nothing like any of the Victorian prisons where there's actually like chains. And I'm not like excited about it. I'm just, Belmarsh is a prison, like you've got a clankety clank, 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 turny key, key on belt, clankety clank, clank, dogs, dog, rah, 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 shouty, shouty, clankety clank. That's Belmarsh. Like it's proper high security, how you imagine like a prison to be, like dripping, drips coming down and like skatey, skiddy floors. That's Belmarsh. This Five Wells, where Belfield is basically like if you were going to put illegals in a hotel accommodation, I guess Five Wells would be like it. So it's run by G4S, which I always think sounds like what's that? What's the singing quartet called? Five Wells is like HMP Butlins. What was the singing quartet? Not G4S. G4 were they called? I don't know. But I keep thinking of them when I go to visit G4S prisons. So you go in and they have so when you go in to do your visit, you get given a table number and you have to sit at it and wait. I sat on the wrong side. I had to get told the right side. And before you go in, you get checked by the dogs, which is all very exciting. And the dog handler was very, very hot. He was bearded, tattoos, dog on a rope. And you sit in your chair and he goes, have you ever been searched by a dog before? And I was like, yes, I have. And he goes, have you ever been searched by a dog in this prison before? And I thought it was a kind of a chat-up line. So I was like, no, I have not. And he was like, well, sit like this then. It was basically about my seating position. And then his dog was sniffing loads at my ankle. And I was like, either I maybe like kicked some drugs in Wellingborough Greggs, or my socks, maybe my socks smell. I was like, dog? I fully expected the dog to start like sniffing my crotch or something. But I was trying to be cool. Like the wife of a con. I was trying to like rock it out. I failed. Anyway, you go in and you do your little visit. And then other nice prisoners have got a little system. So they do photos. Dog put his nose in your crotch. Exactly. So they do photos. So I'm trying to show you. So you basically, if we scooch down, because this is the actual door the prisoners come through. So this is like a little screen. But just to prove to you, two things. A, he's alive and well. There he is. B, he's still ginger. I know, it's amazing. Why would I even be speaking to a ginger person? I know. And then C, very important, check out my socks. I know. They're brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant socks. Now, look, gold shoes and socks. I'm not saying the visit was all about me, but just saying. So I have my little photo of Alex. Should we talk a little bit about him instead of about my shoes and socks? they're coming for me. I know, but I've always known, and it's okay. I made peace with it all a very long time ago. So Alex is doing all right. 16 months in, he's just made the halfway point turn. So he has another 16 months to go, which he can't think about, and he won't allow himself to talk about because he thinks that that is beyond endurance. So we don't talk about that, but just about day by day by day. And it remains the case that it's so hard for him because it would be easier if he just killed someone. Because if you kill someone, you serve time because you killed someone. When you've only ever made videos, and I know some people will say and do say and have said on all of my posts, he was a stalker, here's the wiki entry, here's the Guardian, here's him stalking people. But if you've only ever sent emails, I've not looked at them, it's not part of my concern. And if you've only ever made online videos, you've never ever, not one day, never gone near someone or tried to scare or harm people around them, or never made calls threatening someone or any of that stuff. If you've never gone near them, how is that stalking? Again, you can't rationalise the irrational. He was put inside, in my personal opinion, because he was calling out the BBC and he was calling out Jeremy Vine, #BiteNonce. And his sentence is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm just super proud that he's still going strong. So, and I just keep telling him, like, I make out my life is really, really boring and plain, and that what I'm doing, and which is true, is creating spaces so that when he comes out, he can perform on the spaces that I am helping to find now when I'm doing my tour. And that's my message, is I'm finding the stages that you will perform on when you get out. And I'm just going to keep hammering that message home. So that's what I'm doing. Can't stand Jeremy Vine. Isn't it inexplicable? It's inexplicable that he has his show on Radio 2 when they got rid of Ken Bruce and all the decent people, and they kept him. And then he has that other festering show, and anywhere we go together, right? Anywhere we go, we people will say what they think of Jeremy Vine. It's unbelievable that he has this strange stronghold at the BBC. But you know what they say? If you wait long enough by the river, the bodies of your enemies come floating by. I intend to be waiting at the riverbank. Let me tell you some other news, shall I? So, how's everybody doing? Can't stand him. I know, I can't either. But my job, in a way, is to keep up some pressure on the outside in the way that I do. And, you know, Joey Barton, it's great to have him helping out with that. And my other job is to keep letting Alex know that it's going to be okay, whether it is or isn't. So Lovely Mark has been hard at work, and we now have for the Katie's Arms, our pub, we now have, Mark was like, every pub, well, back when we had more pubs, I'm so scared that we're going to have no pubs really soon. It's terrifying. But we now have our own coat of arms that Lovely Mark made today. So you guys are the first to see this. This is today's effort by Lovely Mark. So our pub officially has its own pub coat of arms for the Katie's Arms. Part of it because of comedy that we do here together, or at least I find myself funny, even if the rest of the world pretends to be outraged. Despicable. Life after Derek, despicable. That is just our preparedness for the fight. Bring it. This, I said to Mark, is that boobs? Which I'm saying it is. He said they're balls, because like mighty balls, that idea of like, you know, people say I have mighty balls, but you can either have that as boobs or balls. I'm going with boobs, but Mark says he says that they're all of our testicles. And this is the crown for the Katie's Arms, because we already, have I got it on my wine glass? No, the Katie's Arms always had a kind of king's crown on it. So we now have a coat of arms for the pub. So we'll be able to put this onto the wine glasses that we're going to get made, which will be brilliant. How am I? I'm good, thank you. I have this weird bug thing, but I don't care. Mostly I'm great. And I'm excited to be back on the road really soon. May I just take a time to let you know? So can you hear it going? So April through July, if you can come and join us on the road, please do. I can't wait to be back on the road with everybody. I honestly don't care about me and the stage. I absolutely care about all of you guys in the room together, because it's epic. And some of these venues are huge now. And thanks to all of you supporting me on the last tour, even though 47 of our venues that promised they would hold, that I met or I called and you guys helped me thank, some of them still pulled, 47 of them, even when they were sold out. 500 seats sold in the theatre at Stafford. Do you remember? You might have been one. Am I coming to Ireland? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. But every venue that held has rebooked, and we have now doubled the number of venues for this tour. And that's my aim, is to create spaces that other people can come to by taking the punches for the venues that don't have a spine. We've sold out in London, Sawbridge Worth, Edinburgh and Ipswich. You guys are amazing. On sale, Belfast, Birmingham, Middlesbrough. That was an American pronunciation. I'm sorry, I'm going to lose my voice. Perth, Cardiff, Wrexham, Hull. Edinburgh have asked for more dates, so we've added a Sunday matinee if you're in Edinburgh. Next week, we hope to announce, this is lovely Mark writing this for me, Newcastle, Sunderland, come on Sunderland, Dublin, York, Shrewsbury. We're waiting on Dublin, Manchester, Liverpool. Okay, so there is a whole bunch of dates on there. The reason Mark's telling you the ones that are coming, Newcastle, Sunderland, Dublin, York, Shrewsbury, is because we don't want you to book somewhere and then there's one closer to you. And then there's a whole world of other dates on there. I mean, this is really the tour. If I am still standing in August, I don't even care, actually. I don't care. If I drop dead on the last day of the tour, I don't care, because it's been brilliant. It's been brilliant. I'm very, very happy with my life, and I'm very, very lucky to have you guys on side, and I'm super blessed to be doing what I'm doing. So I don't even care. But if you can come and join us, if you go to Katie's Arms, now that we have a crest, now that we have a coat of arms, go to katiesarms.com, and if you can come, please do. I will just say, if I may, York, I think York's on there, isn't it? Yes, York is coming next week, we hope. I think it's at the point of contracts. If I can just say, if you are on your own because none of your family speak to you anymore, or perhaps you've had falling out, or they all hate me or think they hate me and can't stand me, well, that's fine. If you want to come on your own, please do. Loads of our audience come on their own. We have one of the highest number of single ticket bookings that any of the theatres have ever seen. And I'm really, really proud of that, because it sets me off. I've got a slight bug, so it's going to set me off really easily. But I'm really proud of it, because people can come. You see, this is what happens. People can come on their own, but they know that they are not on their own. And the minute, I so wish you were my mum, don't start saying that stuff. The minute they come through the door, they know that they're just part of this big gang, and they're never alone. You'll never be stood on your own, because everyone will just be part, as soon as you sit down, everyone's, hello, all right, you all right? Yeah, do you want a hand? It's the nicest thing that I've ever been part of, and I'm very lucky. Look, and it sets, how am I going to make it through a tour if I can't make it through at Katie's Arms? Okay, you funny bunnies. I need to go and get rid of this bug, don't I? And pull myself together. If I get this emotional before I'm on the road, I'm going to have a drip. I'm going to cry. So, but it really is, that's how much it means that we're bringing people together. And so I guess the point of what I was trying to get to, just before I say goodbye, is that if you're feeling really lonely at the moment, or you're feeling like there's no point, or that you can't carry on. This is really why we actually started the Katie's Arms in the first place. Please know that we're all here together, look. And please know, if you can, get a ticket to come about, and if you can't work that out, drop us an email, but try and come along and have that as something to look forward to. Just get one ticket on your own. You don't need to buy anything when you get there or spend any more money or anything, and just come and look around the room, because it's a very, very special thing that you're part of. And we've all got this big rope, and we're all putting that rope round your back, and we're all pulling on it. And all you have to do is lean back, you know, lean back into it, because we're all behind you, and we're going to pull you through. So it's hard right now, but we've got you. And see if you can come on the road and come and see lots of your family on there. You don't have to agree, you don't have to think the same. You can just sit quietly and know that you're not on your own. Okay, thank you for joining me. Sorry for my throat and my losing it. It's been a week, and I'll see you same time, same place. We need to get this on a sign now, don't we? Swing it, but not in like a sinister way, just like in a way. Also, I need to take up smoking, because ours is a smoking pub after all. Thank you everybody for all you do for me. Thanks to everybody for being just amazing in the streets and at Greggs, and I'll see you somewhere soon on the road. And do remember, hang on in there to next week. And if you're in trouble or you can't make it through, then always give me a shout at landlord@katiesarms.com. Okay, all the very best.